Alrighty, let's get something sort of semblance of self going. Uh, okay, so we are live, people, and it's the first stream for a long while that I've done live. Thank you very much. So welcome all, welcome to the Techness Corner. Today, it's a 100 subscriber special. So I don't often do these live streams, and I'm curious as to, I'm just going to check chat. I'm in chat currently as Seb Luka. So hello chat. I just want to see if there's some audio happening. So sorry about this. 100 subscriber special. Yeah, we've got audio. So hello chat. And do I have it popping up on my end on this side over here in relation to chat? Hello. All messages are visible. Live chat. Do we get a hello? Do we get a live chat? All right, we don't have a live chat, but regardless of that, yeah, welcome all. Let me get a number window open, frankly. I'll do that right now. If we can open up another window. Just 1 second, we'll get started. First, I want to start off with talking about getting into the swing of things. Obviously, not ahhing and erring all my words, but more so, we'll get into the Techness Corner so I can address chat as is. Where is my live stream, by the way? Your channel. Don't ask me how I've gone live. I've done something a little different this time around. Okay. So welcome all. Also, celebrating 100 subscribers. Join us as we try to re-enlist what we hope will be some life into a machine. So that's sporting a GTX 1060. That's that machine over here. And we'll get into that in a second. But first things first, I want to address you guys. And I've got some notes here. So hopefully this isn't too long-winded. But essentially, I just want to go through with, this is a 100 subscriber video / live special. I don't normally do this stuff live. I'm very bashful. I used to do a lot of streaming for Twitch and whatnot. I spent a lot of time doing live streams there with no avail, but that was more for gaming related. So I thought today I'm going to be working on that machine. Maybe we'll do a Tech Consults episode 3. I'll do the stream live and I'll edit out the parts which I need, which reminds me I should perhaps be recording here as well, which I am, so that's good. But yeah, so going through my notes here, hopefully I don't make a mishmash of what I want to talk about. So in roughly the last year, it's been a calendar year of 100 videos released by the Techness Corner, and we've just recently reached that milestone along with 100 subscribers. So I'm really grateful for those 100 subscribers. Without you, Techness Corner wouldn't exist, because I wouldn't have anyone to really be aiming my videos towards. And as we develop a community at the Techness Corner, I hope it grows, and with time, we have 500 or 1,000 subscribers, and the world will be our oyster. But also, it's more important to get that community tab active at the 500 subscribers, which is what I'm really hoping for. We had that active as part of the beta. They took it away. So hopefully we get that back. But look, with the 100 videos on the calendar year, which has recently passed, we've had a few cool things, such as Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, PC Master Race. It's the series. We had the Integrity series, which we didn't dabble too much on. We've had a few lots of unboxings, lots of reviews, lots of open boxes and things like that. Few PC how to builds, and that quite extensive. We had an identity crisis with, in the first year we went through names after name after name. First of all, OPPC, Optimum PC Performance, Robbie Tech at one stage. So that's why the videos have got different names and that associated with them, up until the point that I decided to settle on the Techness Corner, because the Techness Corner was from my like, I thought I want to build a community. I want everyone to be involved. We've got the Facebook sisters page where every video is set there as a link to take you and watch them on YouTube. Please watch them on YouTube. But if you want to comment more deeply rather than just the interactions which help the YouTube algorithm, then by all means hit me up on Facebook. You can find me there. You can track me down there. It's much easier. Or you can just ask me in YouTube comments at the moment until we get to a level that I'm just thinking ahead. I'm thinking if it doesn't become manageable, if you get my drift, then that's something I want to consider. But apart from the identity crisis, leaning out towards where I sort of want to aim the channel, and in relation to tech content, we've got the United in Tech podcast now, which I'm still working out whether I'm going to keep it on the separate channel or not. But subscribe to United in Tech podcast. Episode 4 has been delayed up until just recent. I should be coming out with that in the near to distant future. I don't know if the information will be outdated, but I have to get it on record as such, so it'll be said to at least you guys, if you guys haven't heard that information. But otherwise, I try to get all the relevant PC tech related United in Tech information. Again, another community I'm trying to build where everyone's welcome to interact, give their 5 cents, what you heard in the rumor mill. If I can verify very quickly, we can bring that up into the live stream there and there, you know what I mean? But Tech Consults is a new series I'm starting. So for example, if you guys check this out over here, we will be doing a Tech Consults episode in the next about 5-10 minutes after I finish through these notes in relation to the 100 subscribers we've got, and I'm so grateful for. So if we go into Tech Consults, I believe that's a work scene here. So this is how episode 2.0, I need to put episode 3.0 up for Tech Consults, is going to look, and it's a dissection of the room per se in the working relation, where I can best, have a semblance of self. And essentially that is going to be Tech Consults episode 3 once we get around to it. But still we've got the Facebook Marketplace PC Master Race series to continue going through as we borderline roast some of those Facebook Marketplace dudettes, and that trying to sell in amongst the PC Master Race, and we can see what's being sold, tell you about how to buy secondhand PC related tech, how to best go about purchasing that stuff, what to look out for, what to maybe not look out for, current prices, current sort of what do you call it, go-tos, metas and stuff like that, if you're trying to build a system for flipping yourself, stuff that people don't really go through. They just go, yeah, grab that, that's the price. I explain why it's a price. I explain why it should be this, what you should look out for, what do's and don'ts you don't want to go there, what people are doing badly, what people are doing good. We had our last episode was the Brisbane Bonanza Gaming Bonanza special, and I'm looking to delve in further into that series. It's great content that I can produce that doesn't cost me an arm and a leg, because tech channels cost an arm and a leg, guys, and hopefully with expansion I can reinvest back into this. But unfortunately, without you guys to help support me and help the algorithm go forward, then it's really difficult to get ahead in this tech game. As well as our mainstream official Techness Corner unboxing videos that generally I turn into an in-depth rant, obviously, and or PC build recovery, PC build videos, along with all things PC and tech. unfortunately, duty of care of my viewers, you guys, dictates that even though I have okay, so essentially, what I was going to read there, I can't read my writing. It's like it's ridiculous. But I've written this a little while ago, and I wanted to get it out, so that's why I'm live streaming today to force myself to get it out, guys. But essentially, duty of care stops me from like tech audit. When I do tech audit videos, and like I do like hardware unboxing and stuff like that, tech audit videos, I don't do it out of a mean streak or anything like that, but I do it because like essentially, I have a duty of care to you guys, my viewers, right? And I know when flabbergasted is flabbergasted. I know when bullshit is bullshit. I know when people make mistakes, okay? People make mistakes, and I'm here to at least reiterate I am not perfect. And a lot of the times I could be held accountable for what I do, but because they should be held accountable as well, I'm here with the tech audits to videos to open your eyes, my viewers, other people's, and hopefully not lose subscribers, because I surprisingly lose subscribers when I do this, because people don't like this, because people don't like hearing anything negative about people they have affiliations to, be it if they just watch them a lot of many hours. And that's all it is, guys. They're viewers, your viewer numbers to them, to me, to us. If I can, usually when I say something in a month, in 2 months time, it's found to be true, and it has been. Okay. Usually when I say something, if I can prove there and then, it's, if you listen, you realize. If you don't listen to everything that someone says, no, that's not the case, because we're fanboys, and you listen to what I actually say, it proves what I'm saying is accurate and why I'm saying it. Okay. If I can't, it's because it's a time-ish thing, and then time is always on my side. I don't normally do that. And normally if I make a mistake, I will retract. I will retract in statements. I will retract in videos. I will retract in the notes underneath where the mistake was made, and I'll put a timestamp in myself. And generally like this, like, but when I did the stuff on Steve Burke and Games Nexus, when I did the stuff on Hardware Unbox, when I did the stuff on Greg Salazar, it was all accurate to date, and I was right. And many of them have gotten better and worse, or better in the way they pursue that sort of information that I was tech auditing. Okay. But that's something to look at. And I don't do it, like I said, at a mean streak or anything like that. I don't do it to get viewers. I do it because I have a duty of care to you guys and responsibility that if I see it's done wrong and I know you guys are getting the wrong information, you guys need to get the right information, okay? And eventually one day, if I'm a Jace 2 cents or something, wishful thinking, cross my fingers, whatever, wishful thinking, but then I'd have to push to say that shit. You know what I mean? But I'm on par with these guys now, you know, like it's second nature to me, this stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't got the luxury of getting some of the new stuff in, so I can test it out straight up myself. Hopefully, maybe Raptor, we'll see. I'm not too sure how I'm going to go about that. I'm humble with my systems now, but if I could get something to test out, it'd be great. I know how to optimize these machines already. I know how to undervolt, and I've done extensive research into, and I worked it out before the guys worked it out themselves, and the videos start popping up. Okay, I worked it out based upon the hierarchy and the structuring of how the chips were being ran, okay, and what was happening and how it was working, and I worked out what could be potentially done with them, and I would have done the same steps. And it's really unfortunate that I couldn't with my 3900 XT system that died. Unfortunately, was a silicon lottery chip, and that chip got 9400 Cinebench R20 back in the day when 9400 was something to just make, and it still had a little bit of gusto in it to play with. So it's something to look at. Like obviously you see figures of 16,000, 20,000, 24,000, 39,000 Cinebench R23 now, but that's another story, another kettle of fish. So that's something to look into. But coming back to what we're saying regarding the Technos Corner, because I have to go into that spiel because I hate doing the audits. I feel like I'm being like I'm doing something wrong, even though it's right. You know what I mean? So that's something that you guys should look out for, because when I do put the hammer down, it's for a specific set reason that I want you guys to hopefully address and whatnot. Grab your popcorn, get ready for the journey, as this is not only a channel but our Techness Corner, guys. As without you guys, the channel would not exist, obviously. Don't forget our sister channel, Techness Corner Facebook, where it's easier to connect, converse amongst videos specifically, while being able to effectively reach myself if inclined. Please sub also to the United in Tech channel, or the United in Tech podcast, for weekly PC tech and gaming news podcast, United in Tech. Again, everyone is welcome to watch, join in the podcast. Don't forget to sub. What else do I have here? Which is sub to our other YouTube channel. At the interest of Techness Corner, I might bring them together. I might not, depending on how many people we get at some stage. Close to around the 700 mark. If I've got like 200 people in United in Tech, I'll be like, hey, all you, are you sub there? If not, sub there, please. And you guys maybe sub there, and we'll get this to 1,000 ball, and we'll go. Because I actually got like over 4,000 calendar hours watched in the first year as well, surprisingly. Now it's reset. It's reset itself. You know, so yikes, guys. It's so difficult to get like, I just want to be partnered in the sense that, and all so that if any of my chips, like if any of my videos pop off, for example, I can just get some trickle feed of, cannon fodder coming through, and or chicken feed, so that I can reinvest it back into another review or something for you guys. Something that's worthwhile, something that's meaningful. Really like scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I'm doing my best. I'll show you guys what I got up. I'll show you guys what I got up here. Okay, let's change this up to CleanX visual. Okay, so hopefully you guys won't see too much bad stuff. Okay, so here we got where we at? Have we got audio? So I've had to resort to this, right? So you guys might see this, and take a look at it. Okay, so the Techness Corner YouTube is after your faulty PC to diagnose fault for free and advise best solution in and around Clayton 3168 area, fixing your PC for free. So faulty PCs or computers in need of upgrading or have to work done on them. So I actually had to make sure that this was not brought down as a business. Okay, I was like specific in that thingo. Can I read more of this, please? See more. All right, so free PC diagnose, fix and upgrades. Make sure to share and like. The Techness Corner YouTube is looking for faulty PCs or computers in need of upgrading to have work done on them free of charge, minus any material or parts costs if agreed to. This is done so that the channel, the Techness Corner, and its host, Seb Luka, may have in turn the privilege of creating content for said channel. Complete anonymity can and could be upheld at all times. Only the PC would be showcased, and diagnosing process, etc. video recorded. Diagnosis of faulty PC may lead to further work, and if parts needed, then it would be a cost, not free, but labor for work would be free also. This also goes for anyone wanting to upgrade their PC. This offer is available for people who are willing to drop off their PC in and around the Clayton 3168 area in Melbourne. This is not a con, as I have a genuine passion for computers and IT, and find if a healthy medium is upheld, both parties can be rewarded accordingly. Please don't hesitate to contact me for inquiries. While on the side note, unfortunately not every PC can be fixed, and correct diagnosis free of charge of faulty parts can at least arm yourself with the knowledge required to obtain said parts at the right price and or service at another establishment if chosen so, without getting ripped off. So yeah, that's that. And this is this is a Techness Corner a YouTube page. So here's the YouTube page. I mean the Facebook page. Beg your pardon. So I've also started a article. So on a side note, just to get to sum up, guys, we've also started the metaverse. Follow link, please. Follow link, please. All right, so I've also started a page where I've got articles per se. And so if we go to the bottom here, this is a site that I just started. I need to fix it up just a little bit. Why is it taking so long? So there's one little fudge that's a problem over here, and that's this part here. But apart from that, the Techness Corner News Network. So, you know, you got Sebastian Lucas. And all things sort of send you back to the YouTube channel. Human superficiality is but a pinprick in an ocean that is vast and never ending. But one thing, my first official article, because I was going to write an article on each video, I thought I'd get it up there, but Metaverse VR, Metaverse Quest 2 experience for Techness Corner, wrote a Sebastian Lucas, and it's a nice comprehensive article I did on this, which is pretty cool. You guys should suss it out if you're ever interested. I might link it in the description below, but yeah, and also our DALI stuff that you don't get to see on. This is why I want the community tab on the Techness Corner. Because DALI or DALI, DALLE 2, like some of the collective human and AI collective image that we're doing a series, where there's a lot of stuff available there. Like that's part's been imposed into the thing. This stuff's pretty cool. Like it's just remade. It's remade sections of an actual chip, which is really insane. See how it's different. So you know, here's some really cool ones. Obviously like Techness Corner inspired sort of stuff, but yeah, worthwhile sussing out, guys. So chuck that a like or a follow on that side, and you can get in contact with me rather easily. But speaking of that, we'll come back to over here. I'll be right back in a second's time, actually. And I'll just get a couple of coffees. Yo. All right, let me see if I can get some sort of music happening in the background while we wait. All right, we almost had a doozy. So essentially, so speaking of what we're doing today, we're going to be doing a United in Tech podcast, per se, Tech Consults, episode 3. So what we're going to have to do is put on... to visually will kill that. Okay, and we'll put in Tech Consults episode 2.0 for our semblance of self. So where's let's pop that in. Green. Got there. So should do the job. Now we're official. Tech Consults we'll officially start it up. So I'll go back over here. So welcome back to the Techness Corner. I'm your host Seb Luka, and today we've got a Tech Consults episode 3. So come join us as we endeavor to have a look at this PC here and see what we are dealing with in relation to bringing back some life to it. We may not, this is a live stream currently, so by all means join in the action, and you never know, you might be able to help me out in the troubleshooting phase. But at the same time, I'm going to do my best to interact with anyone considering it's live, but understand that this is a Tech Consults episode 3 production, and it's just taking you guys on the ride in relation to it, and how a lot of people actually do a lot of troubleshooting in relation to PC maintenance and stuff like that, where it's not always fun and games and just B-roll footage. So let's get into it, eh? I'm going to need a vape first. So we've got the system over there. Oh my God. Can you believe, I don't know if you guys saw it, on the video itself. I'll bring it up. I will bring it up. Okay. But this whole thing, I just need to make sure it's not chipped. Please God, it's not chipped. Luckily, it fell. This whole thing is covering it, okay? It's 4 screws. It doesn't dip in anywhere. It fell. It didn't break. Luckily, we're so lucky, guys. Okay? It fell onto the carpet. And we've already had the cooler subsequently removed, per se. Cooler's been removed, and we've got access to the 4 thumb screws there. So it's an interesting cooler. If we bring it up to the camera over here, it's one of these sort of like, it's a borderline of 120mm, and it's got that real small connection point here. it's just circle, guys. Honestly, I'd spend a little more on the cooler if I had the luxury, if it was a much more heavier duty chip. But for the job, this cooler seems to do the job. Hopefully it still works after dropping it. But yeah, so essentially we've got ourselves a system here, which is a 1060, 1060 Rock Streaks. I might pause that music. So it's 1060, and the chip, on the other hand, we've got a couple of chips. The gentleman originally put in what he tried. So this computer, essentially, the problem with it is it's just cycling on and off, and it won't go any further in, on and off. I've had many of these type of problems before, but it could be a power supply issue, could be a couple other issues. Although he's had this problem fixed with from my gather, was a clear CMOS, and a clear CMOS was performed by some technician, and since then he tried to change the chip to something stronger, which is I'll tell you right now. He tried to change the chip to an i7-3770, okay, from the i5-2400, which is what it was, right? Now, from to do this, he probably need a BIOS upgrade, but putting it back has not fixed the problem in relation to getting the chip to run effectively like it was before. Like, you get me? And the board, it's just doing this problem that it was doing before. So it could be a power supply issue, it could be a graphics card concern. I'm going to have to work out what exactly the problem is. In relation to this PC, just pretty much so we'll try clearing the CMOS again one more time. See if that does the job. Now, because we've removed the CPU cooler per se, we're going to have to get a fan, a temporary fix to a solution here. So I'll probably say something like this, which is a really heavy duty old server thing. I'll just press it down on that and connect up a fan. That'll do the job. That should do the job. What we'll do as well is we'll see what that does. Now we'll get what we need here. So make some space on there. Here's another PC I'm working on. This had a $2,000 GPU that has to go to warranty department. See how we go with this, because there aren't any troubleshooting. I don't believe there's any troubleshooting LEDs, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get some lightage. All right. 3, 2, 1. Actually, we have to put that switch on. 3, 2, 1. And it's just off. It's gone up again. It should be cycling through the memory now, in actual fact. If it's got a semblance of good measure. You only cycle through a couple times. And now it should be, but the problem is, I don't know what else the gentleman's done to it. I think he might have bricked the BIOS when he was trying to update it, but he said he didn't update it. So I don't know if you guys can see what's going on here. It's essentially just cycling on and off. I just cleared the CMOS though. I reseated the RAM. What we'll do is we'll get a, there's no LED indicator, anything faulty occurring. We'll plug in the speaker here for it. We just got all helper lever. So this is the diagnostic speaker, it's just going haywire. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. There's no more training of the memory could occur by this part. Yeah, it just keeps on. GAH77D3HMVP. All right. What I'll do is I'll GA. I'll check out this motherboard real quickly. Okay, so I need to have a vape, but continuous beeping is significant of a uh, power supply failure. That's what it suggests. Now I'm thinking the power supply by itself, perhaps underneath here, is continuous beeping signifies power supply failure. Now I'm thinking that perhaps since then he's added extra fans and whatnot to it. I'm not 100% sure, but he had it working supposedly until he decided to retry the thingo. So I'm going to have a look at the power supply. I'm going to have to dissect this PC. We're going to have to pull it out essentially, and yeah, like from there, sort of work out whether this PC is worth salvaging, and whether it in fact does need a new power supply. So how we'll do this is we'll take the graphics card out for the time being, or we'll try it without a different graphics card first, actually. Why do I say that or suggest that? It's because maybe the graphics card is just a little too power hungry for this card current for this PC, and otherwise the otherwise the computer would run, if you get my drift. So we'll just see that, just to see if we can get the computer to run first things first. And I've got a spare GPU on hand just for testing purposes. Yeah, I can smell something burning, not burning, but it smells like there's something not quite right going on in here. So we got the Asus Strix Someone almost took off the thingo, but nice little card that hopefully works fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, which is just power on from the motherboard. Not asking it to rip off anything much. And have a look at where my alright. Let's see if this will get this to work just real quickly. First. Let's just see. It still looks like applying power supply instantaneously. I can hear it burning. I can smell it burning something. Like something's gone on it. So that's why we'll get that expensive graphics card out the way. Do I have a smaller unit for the gentleman that can be used in the meantime? All that. So our janky power supply that's holding all the weight on it, about 700 grams there or so. We've got more weighted ones if necessary, but that should do the job. We will have to. Let's have a look at what the power supply is that we're dealing with. Okay. Normally I would look at this first, to be honest with you, and check that everything's connected first up. But this guy was adamant and sure that everything was fine in relation to that. Here we've got to connect it to an SSD. That's hopefully what the boot drive's running off. Pretty I'm 80 plus certified Wi-Fi. Something's good. It's got a Molex that is using power that SATA device. It's a bit janky. Not really, but these Molexes are borderline in the poorest position. Just making sure that nothing is. We do have a spare power supply on hand. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to dismember this, probably pretty much pull out this whole unit in essence. So I'm going to pull this unit out. We're going to have to power it with another power supply. I'm just thinking, I just want to know what it is to get what we're running here. Like the 1060, what can that pull? That how much power do we actually need for the gentleman? Because I'm wondering, do I have anything that could see him through? But honestly, first things first, I want to get it working, obviously. Silverstone power supply. $500-watt power supply. Should be enough. We've got a 1200-watt power supply that we're going to test it with. Let's unplug a few of these things here. This guy's been using like paper, like stuff that you don't normally use, like for like instead of using the zip ties, he's been using like little like tweed metal like bread, like bread, you know, the stuff that you cover your bread with, that you like twine bread loaves with. Yeah, well, you know, so instead of, so there could be a short that pinned through one of the wires or something as well, potentially. We'll fix all this up once we work out. We'll first work out whether it is in fact the power supply. Why is this all? Oh, this is terrible, man. It's absolutely fucking terrible. Whoever did this, like, I don't mean to be like, because it's like, it's not uniformly. Oh, Christ have mercy, man. Where am I fucking... I need my clippers. Just walk up through, and I need to have a vape after this, guys, as well, but I mean, I can't do any more damage than already is here. There we go. Now, I'll pull it around to this side so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's no cables here to get done, and yet this is a nightmare. Like, look at this, and this is connected up with. I don't know how much the guy charged him, but if we can isolate what's wrong with this, then we'll definitely get a nice little. We'll dissect, in relation to. We'll definitely put his computer back together a lot more proficiently than what it is currently. I'll get all this whack shit out of here. This is so messy. Now, what's these running to this? One SATA, one thinger. I don't know. I don't want to blow another one of my power supplies. I don't want to blow a power supply on this fucking thing. So I'm going to bring it down to a semblance of just the minuscule that's required on it. So by that, I mean all this will still be needed to be connected up at some point. Before the time being, we're only going to run it. Why is that so tight? Jesus Christ. Talk about yanking. Like zip ties are meant to be tight, but not like, so tight. And then look at this shit. Look at this shit. This shit's been curled around because the guy's like got no zip ties, or he's like not a professional builder. And he hasn't got enough of these, so he's like trying to save up on zip ties by using this shit. And this shit, I'll show you, is like it exposes wires, it cuts into stuff, and like this is one of the good ones from that crap. But there are worse ones out there. This RGB's just dropped in the loop. Alright, that's unimportant for the time being. We're going to see if we can get this. See if we can get this. So we'll disconnect the fans, all the fans which aren't needed for the time being. What is connected here? We just got, let's connect that. Front panel connector, audio can be connected, and we will grab. Okay, what we'll do is we'll grab a spare. It's before I grab the 1200 watt. Grab one from underneath here, which I know I've got something for. Right, so we don't have one. Do we have a spare one? I might have one in the living room. Power supply, thermal take, straight power. Okay, spare wise, I will probably have to have a look in the living room before we get this 1200 watt up here. And we'll use that. This is an old school one. I've actually got the last ones have gone out to Theo, so that's technically my testing power supply. I just don't want to. I just got this funny feeling about this PC for some reason that this power supply should work fine as well, at least without the graphics card, right? You're not sure. Yes, here. Do we have enough to power the CPU? Technically not. Okay, technically not, even though redundancy power should be available. We're gonna have to use the gonna have to use the one up here. So what we'll do is, for the purpose of this build, bring it down over here. I will pull it out completely. So this is from my old mining rig, which is decommissioned, as you guys can see. Just doing a good job. Let's get her a little looser. through here. Everything is essentially connected. Just put it on. We'll take that out. Without bending this any further. This will come in handy for test rig later on down the track. But for the time being, we need this. Decal for us. Some semblance of spaghetti. Spaghetti. Where did that sound come from? It's in full. Couldn't have more going wrong, I think. Yeah. Is that my mod? Did my vape mod fall? No, the mod's up there as well. So what fell down? All right. This doesn't go pull badly. Let's move this over here. Or CPU. I know what he did. He must. I think he's fried both of them. I think he's fried both of them by putting this in the wrong way. And he just maybe he didn't. I asked him. I snuck up and asked him that question, but that's locked in there. And apart from that, we get one of the SSDs SATA powered. We don't need to power the just We'll keep it upside down this time around. Just the boot SSD, so hopefully if it's running properly and it runs on, get further past. We need to go, and apart from that, everything else will leave for the time being off the kitty. But what we need is just a cooler, which makes life a lot easier. You got one of these like this, chuck that on top. All right, and let's see what's going on with it. Grab the other longer powered one. Longer. Off, off. You know this does work. Okay, so we've got the potential faulty GPU out as well. Okay. Everything else disconnected. I'm just going to test if this motherboard and or CPU are not all fried, because you could have fried the other CPU as well at the same time. When doing this, because I know what he may have done if he did do it. He says he didn't, so we'll take his word for it. No, you got the same problem. Alright. Same problem. Motherboard or CPU are gone. They just want to cycle through. That's not the power supply. That's everything disconnected. That's oh, so it's that's the motherboard and or CPU which are gone. Oh, he's got more RAM in here. I just noticed that RAM. Bro, that's what the fucking issue is. Try this one more time. I'm gonna have a short wire it started. Short circuited. There you go. No. Really? You're kidding me, bro. Really? Really? Everything's attached. Okay, could be faulty memory still. Go off, would you? Still look at his memory, just for the fuck of it. 1.5 volts. Still got a feeling whoever done this, they did not set up the BIOS in essence to have the right voltages going 1.5 volts, have the right voltages going through and everything like that. You know what I mean? I've got a feeling that wasn't done properly. And I can't get in there to fucking showcase that. Well, that would have been reset anyway. That's the thing. Because whoever fixed this essentially reset the CMOS, managed to get it working again. Right. Let's try these two. It doesn't like it. It, okay. I'll try one stick around. Just in the module here. That's null. All right, so that sort of puts us in a bit of a pickle in relation to this, because it's definitely not. Well, it's still selective, suggestive of memory potentially being an issue. Memory modules being damaged. Now I'm going to go to my DDR4, DDR3 memory I've got here, I believe, which is part of this board. And we'll give this 8 gigabytes a go. Which is a set. And we'll just see if everything is working for starters on it in relation to this. Even though maybe one or two, and then we'll just work our way down until we've got one at least working, because I know this stuff works as well. I'm going to clear CMOS again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put that back in. Turn that on. Power on the computer. Okay, we've got no sound this time happening. Not one beep. We'll have to recycle the memory, retrain it. Assuming it will recycle the memory and retrain it. We'll have to go up and on a couple of times if it's recycling the memory and retraining it. I don't know why I'm checking my power supply like it should or shouldn't be working. Definitely RAM concern, but what do I do that for? HDMI no signal, of course not. VGA, DVI. Do we have a signal? VGA no signal. Yeah, but how about two? Got faulty memory somewhere. But the problem I'm facing here is And plug that into here, please. Not getting even post beat. Not even getting post beat now. It's not only memory, it's like the motherboard's gone on top of memory gone. The motherboard's gone on top of the memory being gone. Okay, so the memory, like something took out the motherboard and the DIMM modules at the same time. I'm not sure if it's shock from the power supply or something. Power supply seems to be working. Okay. It doesn't mean it's faulty because my one is running and it's 1200 watt platinum power supply. Okay. But we're not getting registry from the new DIMMs, which should be working fine. We didn't have a beep out of it, you know, whatsoever. And it's suggesting that the motherboard and the DIMM slots, the RAM has somehow fucked up. Now the RAM is working, but the computer, the motherboard's still gone. I think we've got like it's to not be as scientific as you actually should be. We'll try runner of 2. We'll try train it. It's not bad. It's not giving me a signal. It's running fine. It just won't give me a signal. Like, and there's no beep code coming out. It's not even going beep 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 beep. Like, just give me something. Give me something here. There's no power to the keyboard. How do you tell him? How do you go around telling him it's what's the best thing out of it? Well, it depends if it's if the graphics card's 6 gigabit or 3. If it's a 3 gigabit, it's not worth it's not worth it. But if it's 6 gigabit, he can still build a system around it. Yeah, g'day, Navo J. I apologize. I'm literally, it's 1 o'clock in the morning currently. Do I have more subs? No, I was thinking you have more subs. Yeah, well, you'd hope I'd have more subs, but it doesn't always work that way. I'm humbly grateful for the subs I do currently have. Are you still in chat, or did I miss my opportunity to say hey to you? Okay. So essentially, in a nutshell, I'm just going to say right now, um, I have to call it that it's unfortunately a faulty motherboard. Um, Potentially the RAM's faulty in his setup as well, but unfortunately the motherboard currently is not beeping out an error. I'm going to try a few more things to see if I can make it beep out whatsoever an error, because what it's signaling before was complete and utter with the RAM that's completely faulty or bust, just completely out of power failure, and signifying its PSU issue. I've got a 1200 watt Silverstone PSU supplementary PSU testing for testing purposes. Both the power supplies are working fine. Turns out something with the motherboard's gone, and yeah, I've got my own RAM in the machine now, and subsequently it again is behaving differently. But with that said, it's is it cycling through? Has it cycled through? It hasn't cycled through. So what we'll do is I'll try one more stick of RAM by itself, just for boot purposes. Now we've got a it's decided to do this now all of a sudden. But now it's making the same boot problemos it was making before. Hopefully it hasn't fucked up my. Hopefully the modules aren't frying. I hope it's not frying the modules like currently as we speak. Like, to be brutally honest, to be really frank, I hope this board isn't like the board of death and it's just frying modules of RAM. This is deafness. Okay. Mm. I'll try one more time. We'll try to clear the CMOS real quickly. I'm just wondering whether maybe the CMOS button, CMOS battery's going flat. 3, 2, 1. It's 3 volts. China energizer. I got spare ones just in case. Use someone to do the trip. Let's see how this behaves. It's not beeping out anything untoward currently. Do I want to run it through the BGA memory? But the problem is it's not addressing, like, it's not reading anything to begin with anyway. HDMI's got no signal. I've got the DVI. I've got the DVI for the old school. There's no power to the keyboard though. Anyway, I'm just wondering whether it needs to cycle through here. It's not cycling through anything. We disconnect. These two. These two. See what happens with that. There we are. It's not cycling through. There's no VGA. I'm gonna have to call it a stream, guys. DVI is working, and the fan on the. I know this GPU works. I haven't got the 1060 in there. The Asus Strix 1060 for good measure, just in case the power supply was faulting out anything else, or that was causing an additional short, or was a too high a drain on the power supply. Got the 1200 watt in now. We've moved the we've played second fiddle with the. What I might do is I'll try one stick around now. Take that one out. See if we can just get into. It's not cycling through. Do we have a memo K switch or anything? Wishful thinking. The clear CMOS is not helping it, unfortunately. There is no mem switch. Bottom side. This is absolutely sucky. Something being tagged here with orange, green, and BIOS, BIOS, ATI Crossfire X. It's tagged it. It's the only one that I don't have a motherboard handy to test. To test whether the CPUs are dead, but the problem is he's got both CPUs which are crying out foul to him. That's what he was saying. So he's shorted something. Something's gone terribly wrong during the process of it. And yeah, all right, guys. It's pretty late. I'm going to call this. Unfortunately, I don't know how I'm going to spiel this out, essentially, because of the fact that, yeah, it's a hit and a miss. I hate saying it's bad news without being. I'm 100% sure that it's the motherboard that's gone. Did it take the RAM out with him? I think it took his RAM out as well somewhat. I'm not 100% sure regarding his RAM, but the motherboard is definitely dead on arrival to my domain. So peace out, y'all.